So the Philadelphia 76ers get absolutely ass-blasted by the Cleveland Cavaliers. And there is just so many levels to this. Let's get into it. This episode of Run It Back Philly is brought to you by the Teespring store. Click the link in the description, get the Run It Back merch, and use the code RUNMY20 for 20% off. And I give you sports talk. If you would like to show your appreciation, you can do so by buying me coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/runitback. We're at 17 supporters right now. I can't talk. When we get to 20 supporters, I'll do something crazy right here on YouTube. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you're going to have to go over to YouTube to watch that. All right, let's get into it. So first of all, Joel Embiid is out with back tightness, and some people still don't understand what this means. The NBA made it a rule. You can't rest players for no reason. You have to list an injury. It's the same thing as load management. You're just not allowed to put load management on there. Back tightness, whatever. Joel Embiid's fine. He's not hurt, okay? It's the beginning of the season. He looked amazing in the first two games. For whatever reason, he's still on this load management thing. I don't think he looks like he has any conditioning or health issues going on. I wish they would have just said enough of this by now. You know what I'm saying? Like, started out his career on a 25-minute a game restriction. There's been this absolute minutes restriction nonsense his whole career. He's 26, almost 27 years old now. When the hell are we going to say this guy can just play basketball now? You know, but hey, you know, load management, Joel Embiid's out, so Dwight Howard starts at center, and I'm like, it'll still be fun to watch, right? I'm like, it'll still be fun to watch. I get to watch Dwight Howard start at center. He's going to own these dudes. He's going to have 15 rebounds. He's going to catch lobs from Ben and slam alley-oop dunks on people's faces. He's going to block people's shots out of bounds. It's going to be great. It was not great. It was not even close too great. But again, let's all take a deep breath. This is a brand new season, an entirely new coaching staff, about 7 new players on the roster. And here's what I said before the season started, because I'm going to talk a lot about Ben Simmons in this episode, but here's what I said before the season started. Doc Rivers was the coach of the LA Clippers. He was not a coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. He wasn't an assistant. He didn't watch our games. He didn't go home and watch the highlights of Sixers games. Nothing. He knew nothing about Ben Simmons. That's just all there is to it. Him and Daryl Morey, they didn't know the intangibles, what actually happens in a half-court offense with Ben Simmons having the ball in his hands. They didn't know. I'm serious. They came here, they said, there's 2 superstars on this team. They're young. We have a chance to make something happen with this team. Let's go do it. And I said, as they watch these games, they're going to realize, and Doc realized it in game 1 when he put Shake Milton on the floor the entire fourth quarter, that you cannot have the ball in Ben Simmons' hands in the clutch in the half court. He can't do anything with the ball, period. And part of it is because he still refuses to shoot it. All right? So Doc Rivers is going to realize this slowly, and there's going to be a point guard on the floor with Ben Simmons eventually. There's going to be. He's not going to be the full-time point guard if he continues to put up games like this, okay? Dwight Howard, the referees took him out of the game early. A couple of absolute bullshit calls, dude. A touch foul. Gave him his 4th foul and another touch foul. It's just ridiculous the way that this game was controlled by the referees, and I am by no means excusing the Sixers' performance in this game by blaming the refs, but come on, bro. That's our starting center, and you're giving him his 3rd and his 4th foul on some ticky-tack stuff. You know, so Dwight Howard wasn't a big factor in this game because of foul trouble, and he only finished the game with 3 rebounds in 16 minutes, which, listen, no energy? I don't know. The entire team had no energy. This was, from the jump, the Sixers looked lifeless. They looked like they had no energy. Cleveland Cavaliers were on a back-to-back coming off of a double overtime game and came into this game with all kinds of energy. So listen, I said, take it easy the first 10 or 20 games. It's going to look bad sometimes. The coaching staff is going to have to look at all of these things and make the necessary changes they want to make as this goes on. Everybody's jumping on, okay, Ben Simmons only shot the ball 8 times when Embiid was out. It's unacceptable. Trade him for James Harden right now. You can say that all you want. That's not what's going to happen. This coaching staff is going to take their time and be patient and watch and analyze what they see on the court and decide whether they need to make changes or not. They're not going to make a change after the 3rd game. Come on, bro. Use your brain. Now let's talk about Ben Simmons, because I'm not going to make excuses for him in this game. I was replying to people on Twitter, all kinds of people tweet me and stuff saying Ben Simmons this, Ben Simmons that, and I was replying saying it's the 3rd game, dude. It's game number 3. Chill, relax, take a deep breath. It's game number 3. But I'm not making excuses for Ben Simmons. It's another season, another year, another whole offseason where, is Ben Simmons going to shoot the ball? He was going to shoot the ball in the bubble and didn't do it. Now we have a whole other offseason. It's a new season, a new coach. Sam Cassell's working with him on his shot. Is Ben Simmons going to shoot the ball? Here we are again. He absolutely will not shoot the ball. I've never seen anything like it. I don't have an answer. I don't. This dude might go his whole career without shooting the ball. He just won't do it. Why? It's the simplest part of the game. You just shoot it. You just take the ball, you look at the rim, and you shoot it. His form doesn't even look that bad when he shoots it. It's not even like he's bombing air balls, throwing it over his head like Manute Bol hitting the top of the backboard or something. It doesn't even look bad when he shoots it, but he just won't do it. Why? There was a play in like the first quarter or so when he took 2 dribbles right to the corner. Kevin Love was playing off a little bit, and he was right at the elbow and pump faked. Plenty of space. I thought he was just going to pull up off the dribble, and he pump faked. And then he looked for an emergency pass. Whereas when you see those videos of him in pickup games in the summer, he takes 2 dribbles through his legs, step back, fadeaway jump shot. Why is it different in the NBA game? Why won't he just shoot the fucking ball? Why? I don't want to harp on that all day. Here's a good way to look at it, okay? We have Doc Rivers. It's not Brett Brown anymore. Doc Rivers is going to keep it 100 with these guys. Doc Rivers is going to go into practice and say, Ben, you had the ball right there at the top of the key. Just shoot it. I don't think Brett Brown ever said that to him. I really don't. I think Doc Rivers, if Ben keeps this up where you're supposed to be the second star on this team and your star center is out and you finish a game with 8 field goal attempts, I'm saying the same thing I said last year, dude. But if you finish a game with 8 field goal attempts, it's unacceptable. Doc Rivers has to tell him that. This whole, I don't care if Ben shoots it or doesn't shoot it, Ben's great, we just need to get him going downhill, whatever, that's all fun. It sounds great, but it's not realistic. It's not. In the half court, you need, in a game with your center out, and this is Ben's playing point guard, I guess, you need him to shoot the damn ball, dude. At the end of the day, he has to. Or this is what you're going to get. Or you're going to have to put a point guard on the floor alongside him. Now, Doc put Shake in the game and Tyrese Maxey in the game at the same time with Ben Simmons off. And I'm saying, like, from what I saw last year with the short stints of Trey Burke on the floor with Ben Simmons, he's so much better with a ball-handling point guard on the floor with him. I really, really hope Doc Rivers sees that sooner rather than later and starts giving a lot more minutes to Shake Milton with Ben Simmons on the floor, because it's Ben Simmons playing point guard, can't really do anything in the half court or just chooses not to. And then he brings Shake and Tyrese Maxey on the floor at the same time for the second unit. I think it should be Shake and Ben on the floor, and Tyrese should be the backup point guard leading the second unit. That's what I think. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, tweet me at IamDJ and let me know what you think. But just judging by this game, something's got to happen there. Because if there's aggressive Ben and there's conservative Ben, and clearly in this game we got conservative Ben. And to finish a game with 8 field goal attempts when your star center is out and we need you to score points, it's just unacceptable. It really is. Against the Cavaliers. Now I did tweet last night, hey, maybe, just hear me out, maybe the Cavaliers are good. Maybe they are. Maybe Colin Sexton is over his rookie, maybe he's becoming a seasoned veteran in his 3rd season now, and he dropped 22 on us without batting an eye. The Cavaliers are 3-0. They put up 118 against us. They put up 128 in the first game. They played Charlotte and I think the Knicks. I don't remember, but they're averaging 121 points per game in 3 games, and they're 3-0. And now they play the Knicks tomorrow. The Cavaliers might start the season 4-0. And Andre Drummond didn't look half bad, did he? 24 points and 14 rebounds. So maybe Colin Sexton, Andre Drummond, and then you sprinkle in who's the guy that was really killing us that was a second-round pick last year? Garland. Daniel Garland. You sprinkle him in there. Maybe the Cavs just aren't that bad of a team. The turnovers were horrible in this game. All right, they were absolutely atrocious. Ben Simmons had 6 of them. This was one of those games where if you played the sport, you had one of these games once in a while where everything you tried to do was a fail. Every shot you put up rimmed out. Every pass you tried to make got tipped by somebody's fingertips or you dribbled off the side of your foot. This was one of those games. It was so ugly, clumsy. There was a Ben Simmons fast break drive where he drives the lane, and what you should be giving him is space, and Tobias Harris runs right into him. And then Ben's pointing like, bro, get the fuck out at the 3-point line. What are you doing? It was an ugly game. Lots of turnovers. Not a whole lot to talk about, dude. It sucked. It sucked. And I thought Shake Milton, I was saying, we need a guard on the floor. We need someone to be a spark of energy. Maybe when Shake Milton comes in the game, he'll be that spark of energy. And he got a couple buckets, but he finished with 6 points. Danny Green only got 2 shots up in this game. Seth Curry finished 2 for 8. Tyrese Maxey comes in, gives us that explosiveness, that speed, that 2 dribbles gets all the way to the rim. Lots of energy from Tyrese Maxey. Absolutely love the kid as a rookie. But I got to ask this question. Can Tyrese Maxey not shoot? Because remember, we drafted him. He was a 29% three-point shooter at Kentucky. And he said in his draft interview, I'm better than 29%. He said that. Calipari, his coach at Kentucky, said he's better than 29%. This kid can shoot. So where's it at? He doesn't take a lot of threes, but the threes that he has taken so far have not been good. One was way off the front of the rim a couple games ago. He shot an air ball in this game, So he's now 0 for 3 from 3-point range. And one of them was an air ball. I'm getting a little nervous here. I like Tyrese Maxey, but if you can't shoot, you're not giving us much more than broken Markelle Fultz gave us. He can get past the defense. He can knife through there. He can make plays with the ball in his hands. You got to be able to shoot. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think Tyrese Maxey can shoot? I hope he can. But still, he's going to give you that spark off the bench. He's going to give you 6 to 10 points with the minutes that he gets. I want to see him get a lot more minutes because I want Shake Milton to be in the starting lineup. That's just me. What else, man? The Cavs had the best game of the decade so far for them. Like I said, maybe they're good, but also it was just one of those games, dude. They could have threw the ball behind their back with their eyes closed. It would have banked in, There was actually a rebound that got tipped into the hoop that wasn't a tip in. Like it was a loose ball that tipped up and banked in. Like that's how this game was going. Larry Nance Jr. shot 75% from 3 in this game. That's what kind of game this was. Larry Nance Jr. shot 75% from 3. 3 for 4. I mean, come on, man. Andre Drummond hit a 3 in this game. JaVale McGee No, Drummond didn't hit a three. JaVale McGee hit a three in this game. That's how this game was going. JaVale McGee hit a three in this game. It was just one of those games, dude. So, that's all I really have to say. I mean, Tobias Harris started out pretty good. He had 10 points in the first quarter, but only finished with 16. Everything fell off. Ben Simmons had 9 points in the first quarter, finished with 15. Nothing happened the rest of the game. Tobias had the play where he ran into Ben Simmons when he should have been giving him space. He had another play where it's just a really bad turnover where he threw it right to the defense. He bricked a couple absolutely wide open shots. None of these players looked like stars in this game, and it's just one of those games. It's very bad. You just got to forget about it. We're gonna move on. The Cavs are about to be 4-0, so maybe they're legit. Maybe Ben Simmons before this game said something about we got to play up to our potential, especially when we play teams that we should beat. And I didn't really like that quote because you're just assuming this Cavs team is trash just because they're the Cavs. Did we do any kind of game planning? Did we do any kind of film review of the Cavs' first two games? Because they don't look bad to me. And we came in here thinking they were the same old Cavs, and they ran us out of the building. And that's good. That's actually good. That's a wake-up call. We need that. And I hope Doc Rivers walked into the locker room and said the same thing. You guys walked in there like this was the same old Cavaliers, and you were going to just come away with a victory playing half speed. And you got ran out of the building. Lesson learned. Treat every opponent like an NBA team. The fact that Ben Simmons said that pregame, I didn't like it, dude. Don't assume that you should beat this team. I mean, you're going to have to shoot the ball more than 8 times when Joel Embiid's not out there. At the end of the day, man, 21 turnovers. The Cavaliers had 13 steals. You can't win a game when the other team has 13 steals. The Cavs beat us in every single statistical category. All the way down the line. Assists, rebounds, offensive rebounds, turnovers, steals, shooting percentage, three-point shooting percentage. Every single stat they beat us in. Cavs are about to be 4-0. They score 121 points per game, man. Who knows? But the Brooklyn Nets lost last night to the Charlotte Hornets. What else? The Celtics were losing to a bad team. So it's the beginning of a new season, new coaching staff. Let's all relax for a second. You know what I'm saying? It was a really bad game, but we're going to need those to happen. That's what I want to say. We're going to need these kind of games to happen so Doc Rivers can really analyze this team and say, okay, hold on. This ain't working, what I'm trying here. I thought this was going to happen. I thought I could just give Ben Simmons the ball and he was going to go dominate. Really, I need to do strategic things and really focus on what players are on the floor with him and all this kind of stuff, especially if he won't shoot the damn ball. So these kind of games need to happen for this brand new coaching staff to be able to analyze things and make the necessary changes. I'm not freaking out. Stop freaking out. They're not trading anybody for James Harden just because they bombed in the third game of the season. They're going to get back to practice and get stuff happening, man. So give me all your thoughts and opinions in the comments. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, give me a rating and a review. What a horrible way to get back into the podcast game with that Eagles game and this Sixers game in the same day. Good grief. DJ Eastwood, run it back Philly. Peace.